Welcome back. This is a series where I try a variety of samples and share with you my experience with them and whether I think they are full bottle worthy for me or maybe someone in the audience or just not. All of these fragrances will be linked down in the description box if you're interested in sampling them, and the discount codes are down below as well. The first one is Dallachai. Just by the name and bits and pieces of the description, I was expecting it to be a little bit sweeter and more on the gourmand side. It's classified as an oriental spicy fragrance. It's inspired by the richness of Arabian traditions and the iconic ritual of serving Arabic coffee in a dalla. I didn't care for this fragrance. I felt like it was rather masculine to me. I mean, I could smell deep in the background some attempts to be a little bit softer, a little bit more of a creamy coffee than harsh, but overall the effect was just very unpleasant for me. Mind you, this was just a quick sampling experience, and I didn't want to put it on skin even after letting it dry down on the test strip. I just found this particular one unpleasant, so I will have to pass on that. The same is true for Fig Me Up. I didn't really care for this fragrance. I found it to be a little bit more green of a fig than I would personally enjoy. I like a creamy fig and I like for it to smell a little bit more sweet and fruity than a green fig. And that's okay. Some people really enjoy green fig. If you do, you may want to check this one out. It's got some interesting notes, including some deeper fruity notes, oud and sandalwood. But the green aspects of this just felt wrong for me. There was something a little bit sort of sharp and tart about it as well. So I'm going to pass on Fig Me Up. One that I think is worth checking out is Arabians Musk. So Arabians Tonka was a huge hit a few years ago, and I don't quite remember what that smells like or if it's similar to this. I remember that fragrance being really strong. This one has very rounded edges. It's super pleasant. A nice, soft, fluffy, pillowy musk. There's a sugary and soft floral aspect to the scent. Got a little bit sprayed on here. I think it's super duper pleasant. In fact, oh my gosh, I just remembered what this reminds me of. A fragrance that I just talked about in another video. This new one from Maison Mataha Printemps Blanc. This one is softer and more feminine and girly. This one, the Montale one, Arabians Musk, has more depth and is heavier on the musk. This one is lighter, the Maison Mataha one. But it's a similar feel. It's a similar feel. Arabians Musk also has a tiny bit of baby doll head, like the plastic smell from baby dolls, that kind of scent among the musk. I think it works. It's very pleasant. And if you're a Montale fan and what I described to you is of interest, definitely give this one a sniff. Really, really nice. I would give Arabians Musk a solid 7.5 out of 10, and one that I would probably consider picking up when it goes on sale. Then I'm kind of late to the game on this one. This is from the House of Brandt. It's called Guava Sorbet, but since we're heading into late spring and summer, maybe it's good to revive this one. This isn't a fragrance that I would necessarily purchase for myself. However, I do think it is a gorgeous tropical smelling fruit punch fragrance. It's very juicy and it's bright. It's almost like it has this fizziness to it. Notes in here: guava, passion fruit, grapefruit, other citruses, sugar, osmanthus, jasmine, musk, amber, vanilla, sandalwood in the base. This is lovely. Very fresh, almost effervescent. It has like a tropical sparkle to it. Some tropical fragrances that have like passion fruit and guava can feel heavy and weighed down, like it's almost too juicy. I think this stays light and bright and fresh. Really fantastic fragrance. If you're into that, check this out. As I'm filming this, I've got Guava Granita on the way from Ellis, Brooklyn. I'm hoping that this smells similar to the one from Brandt, but maybe with a little bit more sweetness in the base. Guava Sorbet is fantastic. As a tropical fragrance, I will give this a solid 8 out of 10, especially because it has the unique twist of being both like those heavy tropical juicy notes, but light and bright and fresh and fizzy. Speaking of beautiful tropical fragrances, although this one is in the more traditional tropical direction, I had the chance to finally try BALI High, I believe is how you say this, Maison de Lassie or Lassie. This is gorgeous. I have so many fragrances that smell similar to this that I don't think I'm going to go and purchase one. However, if you are in the market for, oh my God, Ooh, that sort of sunscreen on perfume steroid smell, look no further. Bali High might be for you. In fact, I'm going to put this down because the more that I sniff this, I'm going to want to purchase a full bottle, and I really don't need it. This one reminds me very much of like if you mixed terracotta from Guerlain the floral aspects of that part, maybe not the warmth of that, but the floral aspect of that with, I think it's called Sun de Joya from Armani. I have that too. If you have tried that, that's an older fragrance. I don't even know if it's sold anymore, if it's discontinued, but that hot, warm, tropical skin, like your skin's been out in the sun with some sunscreen on it, and it's got that sort of coconutty and maybe like vanilla tones to it. So good. Very elegant summer tropical vibe. I love this. And the bottle is pretty too. So I would say, y'all, go ahead and grab this for yourself if you're interested in that. The main accords, according to Fragrantica, vanilla, white floral, musky, then coconut following. And I think that's right. Oh, in fact, I got it. I got it. Utopia Vanilla Cocoa 21. I hope I got the name right. The Kayali tropical fragrance. Beautiful. If you wanted that to be a little bit deeper and more tropical sunscreen smell together, take those two, elevate that into another perfume. Here you go. BALI High. Fantastic. I'd give this as a tropical fragrance, a summer fragrance, a solid 9 out of 10. I wish it was a tad bit creamier, but gosh, this is beautiful. Fantastic. Watch me eat my words and end up with a bottle of that. I'm not into this next fragrance, but I do have to give it its credit. It's artistic and it's different. And I think those of you that like smells that remind you of like pine forest, you may be into Flux from Andrea Maack. And I love this brand. I probably have, I don't know, 6 or 7 of her fragrances at this point. Really interesting brand. The owner's out of Iceland. And if I remember correctly we did a webinar with her, she designed all of her fragrances to remind her of something from her life, like the landscape there and that kind of thing. This has at the top, and all 3 of these notes come out really distinctly: cardamom, menthol, and blueberry. I know that sounds really strange, and it is. When you smell them together, you're almost like, I am unsure what I'm smelling here. It has that sort of medicinal touch that menthol can add. The spiciness from the cardamom and the sweet blueberry tone there. It's there. As this settles down, eucalyptus, cypress, fir needles, it gets softer and easier to smell. The opening may be a little bit off-putting for people who are like jarred by those notes, but it gets piney and soft, more subtle, more rounded. It's almost like a pine candle that has a dose of vanilla to calm down the pininess, right? But still let the pine shine through, and a touch of soft blonde woods or something of that nature here. So that opening is a bit wild. You're like, ooh, what is that? Do I like it? Do I hate it? What's happening? And then the dry down is pretty pleasant, but you do have to like a pine kind of smell or like a soft, gentle pine candle smell. Imagine that in perfume form, and you might get a sense of this. The medicinal touch stays throughout, although it sort of gets mellowed out and dies down a little bit as the fragrance evolves. I don't think I want this because it doesn't sort of speak to me, but for the artistic nature and the fact that it's different, I haven't smelled anything like this, I would give this like a 6.5 or so, maybe even a 7. Flux. If you've tried this, let me know if you enjoyed it or if you didn't understand it or if you just hated it completely. I need your thoughts on this next bottle. And I don't know how to pronounce the house, but it has an accent over the E, so I'm going to say Irfe. This is, help me out there, Marshmallow Musk. There's 2 reasons that I hesitate to purchase this. One, I'm having trouble with the bottle because it looks like a little person with 2 little hands sticking up, like a head with 2 little hands going, pick me up, like a toddler. Is it supposed to look like something else, like a crown, or what am I missing here with the bottle? And for a 50 mil, which is like 1.7 ounces, somewhere in that range, it is $285. Friends, if that's not one of the priciest fragrances, I think this is pleasant. This is a nice fragrance. I don't know if it is worth that price tag. However, I will give it I was going to say I'll give it its flowers, but I'm going to give it its marshmallows. This is, yeah, a fluffy marshmallow musk. It's very, very subtle, and it's subtle in a beautiful way. Sometimes subtle fragrances, we're like, oh, it doesn't smell enough. Sometimes, though, you just want something close to the skin. I think this is one of those fragrances that would fall into that category as a beautiful option. If you like something that is closer, feminine, has some sweetness without being in gourmand territory. It's fluffy, it's light. It's like a cloud infused with, you know, how you can pump. Oh my gosh, if you've ever been to Epcot and you've been on is it called Soar? The ride that's in the land of not the land of the living. What the hell am I talking about? Ah. Yo, it's the ride where you sit and it brings you up and it takes you around the world. You feel like you're flying around the world. That one. So they pump a fragrance through that. It doesn't smell like the fragrance, but I'm talking about like the subtleness of that fragrance. There is just a subtle amount of like a sweet floral Very tender, very delicate, very demure, very mindful. I very much like it, and I wish it was less expensive. I wish it was about half the price and I would jump on it, and I wish it was in a different bottle. I can get over the bottle if somebody helps me see it differently. Like, you know, how you look at an optical illusion and someone's like, "No, it's not a staircase, it's a ladder." And you're like, "Oh." I want to see this bottle differently because it's very distracting for me. I will give the scent a solid between an 8 and a 9. It's ethereal, it's fluffy, it's whimsical. It's right in the target zone of fragrances that I am absolutely loving at this point. But the price tag and the bottle, we need to talk. Gosh, but so lovely, so lovely. You know what? I may get a travel spray of this. Let me see how much the travel sprays are on Scent Split. Come on, Scent Split, come through for me. Oh my gosh. The travel spray alone is about $80. Maybe I will buy this size of it, which is about 45. I could get down with that. Beautiful fragrance, but it's very, very soft and super pricey. Okay, let us move on. All right, according to Google Translate, the next house is pronounced Paradis de Sens. Okay, so I wanted to share a fragrance that I'm not into, but I think it smells fantastic for gentlemen. It's a rather masculine scent, and I was attracted to the name of it, XANADU, because it reminds me of my favorite song by my favorite boy band of all time, Menudo, out of Puerto Rico. Do y'all remember Menudo? So this song, look, if you speak Spanish or you learn Spanish in high school, college, whatever, go check it out and look at the lyrics. It talks about this paradise where everyone's always happy, everything's always great. I would sing it for you, but I'm going to embarrass myself. Xanadu, dun 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 dun, Xanadu, quédate aquí en Xanadu, quédate aquí, serás feliz. And Xanadu. Anyway, the song is nostalgic for me. I don't think Xanadu in the song smells like this though. So this is in a beautiful blue, like a cobalt blue bottle. For me, this has a pronounced, very soft musk and a pronounced vetiver in the base, and that's what shines through as sort of like the undercarriage of the fragrance. There are floral and citrusy notes, a peach note. For me, the combination comes across as like a men's shampoo. Like it's purple, cool, cold, metallic smelling florals with just a touch of fruitiness and a hint of cologne aspect to it. I think it's quite a lovely fragrance, particularly for warm weather and for gentlemen. So I wanted to share that in case you're interested in something like that for yourself or your significant other. And the name is fantastic. Bottle's pretty. And I also finally tried Valhalla. Is that how we say it? And I really like this. I have to tell you, it reminded me very much of Herba Gold from Xerjoff in the yellow bottle, or maybe some of the fruity Tiziana Terenzi fragrances like your Cassiopeia and those types. Very pleasant. It's musky in the base and it's got like an assortment of tropical fruits, like a tropical fruit salad happening. I'll look at the notes in a minute, but that's kind of what it comes across to me. I like this. I think it's great for spring as a substantive fragrance because whatever the musky tones are in there, it's going to hold its own in all different kinds of weather. Maybe not the best for super hot days, like really, really high heat. This one is also in a blue bottle, and the 100 mil, the full like 3 point whatever ounces, is $215. Like versus the Marshmallow Musk, which is almost $300 for half that amount. I mean, can we talk about that price? Yikes. Yeah, here we go. It's got mango, orange, bergamot, and pear. It actually doesn't have any pronounced musky notes. Although amberwood smells like woody and musky and a little dry at the same time. It has ambrostar. Let's look up what ambrostar is, shall we? A woody amber note with a subtle musky undertone. I smell like, to me, this fragrance is rather musky in the base. I really like it. So thumbs up for this. You do have to like that sort of Herba Gold or maybe even Herba Pura. It's not quite in that direction. Herba Gold is different to me than Herba Pura, different enough. It's like sweeter and more tolerable. The fruit notes in Herba Gold are more tolerable to me than Herba Pura, although I like Herba Pura too. Anyway, Valhalla or Valhalla. I don't know how you pronounce this. I liked it. I give it a thumbs up. I think it's great. What would I score this? Probably a 7, 7.5. And then Narcotica slipped back on the scene with the new one, Limonata. Ooh, I was really looking forward to trying this one. This one comes in very, very highly rated on Fragrantica, and I'm glad because I really enjoyed this. I feel like it leans a tad bit masculine. Keep that in mind. I mean, many people will probably call this a unisex scent. It's certainly not feminine in my opinion. It's either unisex or it's got a couple of toes in masculine territory. It's labeled as an aromatic, fruity fragrance. I think this fragrance is both fresh smelling, like there's a marine aquatic aspect to this fragrance. Like, let's say that's in the distant background as like the backdrop of the fragrance painting. And then in the foreground are citruses and some tropical fruits, maybe even something that smells a little bit like a mango type of note in the fragrance as well. It's got a little bit of sweetness, enough so that it's not super duper masculine. I think this is a brilliant scent. I remember trying it on, and I did try this one on skin. It played very nicely on my skin. It warmed up beautifully. And I remember having this reaction. Ooh, this is fresh and bright and happy, zesty and fun and fantastic for warm weather. Like we joke around about like this smells like I'm on a yacht and the wind's blowing in my hair. This is that. This is your yacht or boat fragrance. Or, if you're like me, you're in a little Johnny boat, okay? Because I don't have a yacht. So maybe we're in a kayak, okay? Anyway, it smells fresh. It's got that sort of aquatic type of deal going on. Zesty, fruity, nice, very nice. Limonata. I won't spend too much time on this next fragrance because it's rather simple, although the notes make you think it's more complicated. But it's lovely if you're a lavender lover and you like lavender and lactonic notes. For example, Lavenda's Trianon or Lavanda. I don't remember if you say the S or not. Trianon, the Maison Lancome one that has been discontinued or it's hard to find or whatever. It's in that same vein, although it's like a light version of that. It doesn't have the thickness of that. This is from Elysian and it's called Lavender Milk Tea. This is a very soft, cozy, and cool. So when you think of cozy, generally we think of fragrances being warm. The coziness here comes from the milky tones. It has a fluffy, very light, almost like the lightest white musk and milky tones together. That's where the coziness comes from. And yet it has this coolness, this cool, almost like I wasn't going to say metallic, but I'm going to take that back. It's just cool, refreshing is maybe a better word. And I'm not sure what's giving it that. The lavender feels very cool in here, so maybe that is it. There are other floral notes and some gourmand notes like cacao. I don't detect any of that. For me, this is a very soft, easygoing, or maybe like a touch of floral. A touch of floral to add femininity, but it's soft, milky, musky with a very light lavender touch, a cool lavender, and it just works. It's a very nice fragrance. So lavender milk tea gets a thumbs up. Considering its scent profile, I would give this between a 6 and a 7, and it's one that I would purchase as a bedtime scent or hanging around the house, or maybe even as a subtle scent under a sweater. Lovely, very different. For me, the next fragrance is an interesting take on the vanilla citrus trend. This is Milk and Matcha from Obvious Parfums, a house that I'm trying to explore more. Actually, I ended up purchasing Un Musk. Oh, what a lovely, delightful your skin, but better, fresh musk scent with some warmth to it. But this one, Milk and Matcha, you definitely get the citrus. It's very bright and zesty in the opening, and then it calms down to almost like a sugary citrus. There's a soft, pillowy texture to this with vanilla in the base. What I like about this perfume, and so far what I've tried from the brand, it's a very subtle scent. It's a not in your face type of deal, not heavily projecting, almost like a small scent bubble around you. Intimate, demure, subtle, contained, and it has an elegance to it. It's like an edited version of the, barrage of citrus gourmands that are out there, citrus vanilla fragrances. It's like an edited version of that, almost like a watercolor version of those. And I like it. I think it works. And I do think this one is full bottle worthy. For its scent profile, I would give this probably a solid 7.5 into the 8 range. And it's one I would consider purchasing. Ooh, I really like this next fragrance. Jesus, help me say this name. Meraviglianza from Lumi. So this is not a line that I've explored at all. Oh my gosh. Friends. Whew. Ooh, this smells like a champagne-y, grapey candy. Oh, it's very super fruity, super sweet, almost like a Smartie. You know those candies that are stacked up, the like Valentine's little no, they're not Valentine's, but the Smarties. They come in like little discs and they're sugary and powdery. Imagine that with the fizziness of champagne, with a grape smell. And it's like 10 people are chewing now and laters with their mouth open, and you can smell the juicy now and later just pouring out of their faces. It's like a bunch of now and laters have melted around you, and you're smelling all the juicy, and tart fruitiness. It's juicy and tart and sweet at the same time. This is so unique and so interesting. This is inspired by the dream world of Alice in Wonderland. Isn't that fantastic? I love that. Beautiful. Look, if you like gourmands, if you like candy smelling scents, this is a candied gourmand, and it's gorgeous and playful and flirty and sweet. I love this. I love this. This is really, really fantastic. top of the list of the fragrances that I've shared today, and I would give this a full 9 as a candied gourmand. Really, really good. It's interesting, on Fragrantica, this one is compared to Hypno Orange, and I don't think it smells anything like that. I smelled that fragrance and I actually hated it. I did not like that one at all. This one is magnificent. Beautiful. So friends, that brings us to the end of this video. Let me know if you enjoyed these sort of like rapid sampling and reporting out to you. Keep in mind, these are just sampling experiences. Of these, I don't think I've done a full wear on any of them, although I heavily sampled Marshmallow Musk, Milk and Matcha, Lavender Milk Tea, Limonata. And the Bali High. The rest, I just did a general sampling experience. So be curious to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.